Congratulations, class of 2026, we have officially made it. So right now it's graduation season. I don't know how you feel about graduating right now. Graduating is like such a bittersweet moment. I think it's such a bittersweet moment because I have been out of school for like quite a while already, and it didn't really hit me that I was graduating, that I was actually getting out of school, and it only hit me when I realized all my student perks are gone. Bruh. I don't know about you guys. Over here in Taiwan, we have a lot of student perks. So for example, for transportation or a lot of tickets and a lot of entrance fees, it's half priced or very cheap for students. And all you need to do is like have a student identification card, right? And a few days ago, I went and got it stamped, which means that I can't use the card anymore. And I feel like that's officially when I realized that I'm not a student anymore. I don't have any of these perks. My student days are over. I feel like this is a time for a lot of people where people always ask you what's next. Every time people ask you what do you do right now, at least for me, I say that I'm a student who just graduated. The next question 90% of the time is always, oh, so what do you plan on doing next? What do you want to do for work, or do you want to continue studying? This is also the time where most people feel very lost because a lot of us might not really be sure what we want to do next. And I feel like that really made me reflect on the past 4 years of my college life, and then I was really starting to think, what did I do in these 4 years of my college life? When I think about it, I feel like I have a lot of regrets. A lot of things that I didn't do enough, or I didn't take enough advantage of, or all the I could have. Because even compared to high school, I feel like I was much less engaged in school in general when I went into uni. And also as you get older and you start taking lesser classes, you don't really get that engaged with school and the people at school. Personally, I did not participate in any clubs. I did not go on, these camps,
None of the clubs?
No, I didn't participate in any clubs. These activities, the activities our department had, I never participated in any of them.
Is it because you're shy?
I feel like it's because as I got older, I just got lazy to interact with people. Bruh. Like I got lazy to get to know new people. I didn't feel like anytime I thought about a social interaction, it just felt very draining. And I was conscious about these things at that time. When I was in university and I was making the decision of passing up on these things, consciously I knew like this is kind of in a way once in a lifetime opportunity, because you're only a student this once, and then once you graduate you will not be able to do all of these things with your classmates. And even like my friend, she went on an exchange program. I was also thinking like, oh, maybe I should have gone on an exchange program, maybe I should have done this, maybe I should have done that. There's so many things that I think about now that I feel like I should have done. But then at the same time, I'm thinking about all these people, all these other people in my school that were super engaged with everything in the department. And then I'm thinking about it. You know what? They probably have regrets too. They probably have regrets as well, but it's just different regrets. Maybe they regret something else that they did not do. They don't have the regret of not being engaged enough in school, but maybe they have other regrets. And I feel like this just goes to show that everybody, like no matter how much you are conscious of your decisions and the things that you do, everybody will have some sort of unsatisfactory thing when they think about, especially like their student days. There will always be something that they feel like they could have done more or they should have done, and it's just different for everybody. The things that they think about are just different. So I think that brings me back to my first question again, was that when I'm thinking about what's next, like after graduation, what's next? Maybe I don't know what's next, and I know that I'm starting to get more comfortable with the idea of not knowing for sure what is next. And I think that's all right, and I think that should be like more acceptable. To not really know what is next, right?
There's also because you have the luxury of not knowing what's next. Technically, all local kids have the luxury of not knowing what's next, because they can, they have time to figure things out. Whereas your like international counterpart would have. If you're local, then You could become, you could start something, like you could start a business.
There's more choices for sure. I'm trying to say that I think it's also okay to like in your head, like in your own plan of your lifetime, to not have everything planned out. Like you know what you should do next. Like there are some things that are inevitable that you just have to do because of circumstances. But I feel like it is also okay to not have a laid out plan.
Yeah.
I feel like because maybe me, like especially when I was in high school, I felt like very anxious if I did not have a plan for life. Essentially, if I did not have a plan for what I want to be doing, it's like 5 years from now, 6 years from now, I want to know what I want to be doing. And I feel like now I'm getting more comfortable with the idea of genuinely not really knowing what is my plan and what exactly is next. I also think that me and also a lot of other people, maybe we're not made for this one specific thing that we just have to do. Even growing up, a lot of us think that we have to find this one thing, this one purpose, and just stick to that. Like either we have to become a lawyer, a doctor, or something. Like find a big purpose, find this job that you're going to do, find this one thing you're going to stick to, and that is what you are meant for, or that is what you will do. But maybe most of us aren't meant to just do that one thing. This earth, this world is so big. There's so many things you can do. There's so many things you can explore. Why should we confine ourselves to only one specific things or one area that we have to be at? I think for a very long time, I was confined with the idea that my life has to be a certain way. These past few years, I'm starting to feel like maybe I'm just meant to explore more things, explore the world as well, like even just not live in one particular space. The world is so freaking big, like I said, and all I know is this vicinity around me.
I heard North Korea is pretty good this time of the year.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What's good about North Korea now?
Oh, it's just like, the economy's booming and like,
Oh shit, I thought it was always booming.
Yeah.
Right, the economy is always booming. There's never a wrong time to go to North Korea. But I mean, there's so many things and places you can be and you can see and you can explore. There's so many things you can try out as well. Everybody has different things you have access to, but to a certain extent, there are different things that you can try out. So I guess what I want to say is that if you are in this midsection of your life right now where you're graduating, and I guess you feel a little lost or you don't know what exactly is next, I think it's alright to not know what is next, and just know that a lot of people feel the same way as well. You don't need to know what's next, but what you should do definitely is explore and try new things, try things out. I always have this in my mind when I am trying things out, is that I do it because I don't want to regret. And I feel like even me, when I have that kind of consciousness while doing things, I still have a lot of regrets. I don't know though. I think it does help to do things with the idea that you don't want to regret.
Maybe they're not regrets, because you mentioned everyone has regrets. So maybe maybe you're just like, because the grass is always greener, so you're always trying to like, when looking back, you have a different perspective from like, but you probably did I think what you should ask yourself is, given your perspective at the time when you started college, did you make all the best decisions for yourself? And if you did, then I guess you cannot evaluate the decisions you made, from the 4 years later.
I guess I know that I did not make any wrong decisions, because I know in that moment it was the best I thought. The best I thought for me. If you've graduated, I don't think it's too late to start. I think it is the perfect time to start exploring. And if you have not yet graduated, just be more open. Be more open and push yourself to do things. Push yourself to do things even though in the moment you feel like you might not really want to do it. Worst case scenario, you just did something that you feel like, I didn't really like, but at least you tried it, right? So let me know what are some of your biggest regrets about your college years, and what you feel like maybe you could have done better. Or if you're some of those rare people who feel like you did everything to your satisfactory level, then I think that's fucking awesome. Bye.